It's kind of good, though, that, those creeps got to take a break, because I felt like cancel culture, they were kind of running out of people to cancel, As much as they wanted to make it seem, there really was a finite amount of people that took their dick out at work, despite the stats, right?
Bill Burr takes a stand against woke culture. Bill Burr, the American comedian and actor, has made headlines by calling out the absurdities of woke culture and the hypocrisy of Hollywood.
These fucking idiots. What kind of a fucking idiot white person refers to themselves as woke? If you actually were socially conscious, you'd realize that white people stole that word from black people. Once again, doing the Elvis thing, right? But you know what? I blame black people for that.
His unfiltered commentary dives deep into various issues, from body positivity to cancel culture, sparking conversations that many are hesitant to engage in. In this blog post, we'll explore Burr's critiques and the broader implications of his views on today's cultural landscape. The rise of cancel culture. Burr boldly addresses the phenomenon of cancel culture, highlighting its extreme reach. He brings up the case of John Wayne, a figure who passed away over 40 years ago, asserting that digging into the past to cancel someone who can no longer defend themselves exemplifies the desperation of today's cancel culture. According to Burr, this obsession with canceling even the deceased signifies a troubling trend. He doesn't stop there. Burr also points to the case of fellow comedian Louis C.K., who faced severe backlash after allegations of sexual misconduct. Burr argues that C.K.'s actions, which occurred in private, don't warrant the drastic consequences that followed. He emphasizes that some behaviors are already shameful without the need for public shaming or canceling, suggesting that society should reconsider what truly deserves the cancel hammer.
It's the worst. The fucking worst. It's all they do is bitch, moan, and complain. I had no idea how difficult it was to be a white woman in the United States of America. Evidently, it's really difficult to separate themselves from these white males with their white male privilege. It's like, bitch, you're sitting in the jacuzzi with me. The fuck are you talking about? Yeah, quit your fucking whining. Look, right out of the gate, all right? If you live in some honey boo-boo lifestyle on the Appalachian Trail, your uncle just banged you in the dirt, all right.
Hypocrisy within the woke movement. One of Burr's more controversial targets is white women within the woke movement. He critiques how this group has seemingly hijacked a movement originally intended to promote racial equality and social justice. Burr's sharp wit shines through as he mocks the complaints of white women who, while enjoying their privileged lifestyles, lament about their struggles. He sarcastically questions, "Really? You're in a hot tub with me. What's so hard about that?" This juxtaposition highlights Burr's point about privilege being overlooked when it suits certain narratives. He believes that the focus on personal grievances distracts from the foundational purpose of the movement, which is to uplift marginalized voices. Body positivity, a double-edged sword. Burr's examination of the body positivity movement is equally provocative. While he supports self-love and acceptance, he draws a line at glorifying unhealthy lifestyles.
Transgender athletes, I don't fucking understand that, I understand it if, you want to switch around, I don't give a shit. But I'm a sports fan. That's a really new concept to me, that you can be a dude, right? Ranked 80th in the fucking world, you have your dick cut off, you put on a sports bra, and now you're the #1 tennis player in the world, just coming out there with your man shoulders. That doesn't seem fair. I might be wrong.
He argues that the movement has shifted from promoting health to celebrating complacency. Instead of encouraging individuals to strive for better health, it seems to promote a narrative that being unhealthy is acceptable. Burr articulates his frustration clearly. We've gone from love yourself to who cares about being healthy, just be proud of being unhealthy. To him, this isn't bravery, it's denial. He believes the message has been twisted, failing to motivate individuals towards healthier choices. Transgender athletes and fairness in sports. One of the most contentious issues Burr tackles is the participation of transgender athletes in women's sports. He expresses his support for individuals living authentically, but questions the fairness of allowing someone who was assigned male at birth to compete against cisgender women. Burr highlights the disparity by noting that a man ranked 80th can become a top competitor in women's sports, simply by switching categories. In combat sports, he raises a critical point: am I nuts, Or is that just a guy beating up a woman in the ring? Burr's concern centers on the physical advantages that might exist, which he feels cannot be ignored. He acknowledges the complexity of the issue but insists that it's essential to maintain the integrity of sports. The policing of comedy. Another frustration for Burr is the current state of comedy and the self-policing that seems to be rampant among comedians. He laments the fear that comedians now have about expressing their thoughts, suggesting that comedy has always been a space for pushing boundaries and exploring uncomfortable truths. He believes that the rise of woke culture has placed a stranglehold on that freedom. Burr recalls a time when comedians were known for making fun of everyone and everything, where no one was off limits. He warns that if comedians are censored, it could lead to the death of comedy itself. This sentiment resonates with many who feel that humor should challenge societal norms rather than conform to them. Confronting hypocrisy in liberal voices. Even figures like Bill Maher, who often positions himself as a liberal voice of reason, have not escaped Burr's critical eye. Burr questions Maher's more woke stances, suggesting that as long as he tries to play both sides, he will never truly escape the woke mob.
It wasn't a cool thing to do, but it's been long enough. And welcome back to the world.
You took $50 million from a man.
This critique underscores Burr's commitment to holding even his own side accountable. In Burr's view, the issue with woke culture extends beyond canceling individuals or engaging in virtue signaling. It's about stifling genuine conversation. He champions the idea that free speech should encompass difficult and uncomfortable discussions without the fear of being silenced. His pushback against woke culture is a call for preserving open dialogue, a fundamental aspect of a healthy society. The need for honest conversations. Burr's stand against woke culture is not merely about being right or winning arguments. It's about maintaining the vitality of conversation itself. In a climate where many fear to voice their opinions, Burr's willingness to tackle tough topics head-on is more crucial than ever. His unfiltered honesty resonates with those who share similar sentiments but may feel unable to express them. Burr's approach inspires others to engage in meaningful dialogue and to think critically about the issues we face as a society. Final thoughts. Is woke culture going too far? As we reflect on Burr's perspectives, it's worth considering, has woke culture gone too far? Should we push back against the cancel culture that seeks to silence dissenting voices? Burr's insights challenge us to think critically about these questions and to engage in conversations that may be uncomfortable but necessary. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with Burr's critiques? Join the conversation in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights from influential voices in comedy and beyond.